So now what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste the ratios from the 2011 NEI County VMT worksheet that we work on into the reports we exported from TICE, and then we're going to write a formula in the Excel file to calculate the emissions that are specific to the reservation. So we're going to start by opening the Coconino County report that we exported from TICE. Here it is. We'll open it up. And it looks kind of hard to read right now because this is how it comes by default from TICE. So we'll expand the columns so we can see what they are. And the way I do that is by selecting everything and then double-clicking when it's a double-headed arrow like that. And that expands everything. So we've got some columns here that we don't need. All we really need is these emission columns, so we know what row type these are. So we need that column and this column. So we're going to delete columns C, D, and E. So we're going to select them and right-click and then select delete. So that cleans up my report somewhat. So what we want to do next is enter some new columns, and that's going to be the ratio column and then the reservation emissions column. Make sure you put in units because that's very, very important. And now what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste data from the 2011 NEI County VMT spreadsheet into this spreadsheet. And you want to make sure to use paste special when you copy these values, because if you don't, you're going to be copying the formula instead of the values, and you don't want that. So we'll go into that spreadsheet. And remember, we're starting with Coconino County, and we have rural interstate and rural local in Coconino County. And the value we want is the ratio value. So we're going to copy that for rural interstate by right-clicking and selecting copy. Now we'll go into the other spreadsheet and we'll do a paste special in the right place. Now notice we have rural interstates and we have a rural interstate for every pollutant that we specified in our report. So we've got to copy that value into every one of these. So we'll do paste special. It will do values. And we have to do that for every rural interstates. Just be careful that you're pasting it in the right spot. And if you don't, you can always delete it and repaste it. Just as your QA/QC check, just make sure after you paste all this stuff that you pasted correctly. Don't be worried about breaking things because you can always go back and fix things. Let's see if I got them all. All right, that looks good. So the next thing we want to do is paste our rural local values from the VMT spreadsheet. So we're going to click for Coconino County. We're going to click on the ratio for rural local. Right-click it and select copy. And then we're going to paste it into our spreadsheet. Paste special values. So we've got all these ratios pasted now, and they're in the right locations, the right cells in our spreadsheet. And what we want to do now is write a formula that calculates the reservation emissions. And so what this formula needs to do is multiply the county level emissions, which are in the B column, by the ratios, which are in the C column.